Hello and welcome to this section, running a web app in Docker. Now that we have learned how Docker works, Docker images and containers, Docker file and building Docker images, how to start and connect to containers, it is time to put it all together and deploy a web application on LEMP, that is Linux, Nginx, MySQL and PHP in Docker. In this section, we will have a look at these areas. First, we will identify the services needed. In here, we will see various components needed for the microservices for the web app. Next, creating Docker files. We will be creating individual Docker files for each component in this video and build images from these Docker files. And then creating containers. In here, we will create containers from the Docker file images and run the web application. Next, Docker Compose. Here we will see how to automate the creation of multiple Docker containers using Docker Compose and how to launch a web application in this configuration. After quickly summarizing this section, we will have an interesting mini project at the end. Make sure you try it out. What are the components needed for our web app? First, we will identify the major components that can be deployed as independent Docker containers called microservices. Of course, as you get more comfortable with Docker and you need to deploy more complex projects, you may have more containers running services. But for our web application, these services running 3 separate containers will suffice. One, a web server container. In our example, this is an Nginx container. Second, the PHP FPM container. This will handle efficient PHP script processing. And then third is the database container. Here we will use MySQL database. To the end user, this whole architecture will look like one seamless system. Each of these containers can be scaled up or down individually to increase the performance of the architecture. That is, they can be vertically or horizontally scaled. Vertical scaling means running the service in containers running on more powerful host machines, and horizontal scaling means running more number of containers parallel to handle the service. In this video, we identified the components needed for our web app